Thanks, Perry, for the intro. Good evening, everyone. It is my privilege to be here today to speak to you on this topic on building a successful data certificate scheme. I want to thank you for taking time off your busy schedule to be here. In the next 40 minutes or so, I hope to share a few things with you. Firstly, what the data economy is and the immense opportunities and benefits that the new data economy will bring us. What are some of the initiatives that the Singapore government is putting in place to drive a data economy for the future of Singapore? And I would like to share more about data certificates, what it is, the critical role that it will play in the data ecosystem, and critical success factors that can impact the adoption of such a scheme. Now, we are living in exceptionally transformative times. The exponential growth of data and technology megatrends such as the widespread use of mobile devices, the pervasiveness of social networks, the use of cloud computing, cybersecurity, big data analytics, and digital disruption are causing fundamental shifts in the way the world works and how decision makers think about business problems. Digital disruption has already transformed the way we live and work, how we shop, how we travel, and how we do our jobs. Disruption is transforming the business and social landscape. It is driving entrepreneurial innovation, opening up new business opportunities, and creating new jobs. Today, the world's most popular media company, Facebook, creates no content. The world's most valuable retailer, Alibaba, carries no stock. And the world's largest accommodation provider, Airbnb, owns no properties. Digital is defining megatrends of our time, but explosive growth has just begun. The rate of technology adoption is increasing at an amazing pace. A report by the City Digital Strategy team showed that it took 38 and 75 years respectively for radio and telephones to reach 50 million users. It took the internet and Facebook 4 years and 3.5 years respectively to reach the same user base. And amazingly, it took Angry Birds a mere 35 days to reach this milestone. Yet, in another report by Cisco Technology, we have only connected 1% of what is possible to be connected. And it is predicted that 50 billion devices, including Internet of Things or IoT sensors and RFID chips, will be connected to the Internet by 2020. And that's barely even 4 years away. Now imagine what the world will look like if we connect the remaining 99% of these devices. The global marketplace is being disrupted by digital. This disruption is breaking down the traditional barriers of organizations, creating completely new customer value chains and new business opportunities that may be filled by new players rather than the incumbent players. Evolving technologies such as the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, mobile, cloud, robotics, and analytics, coupled with the increased generation and sharing of information, have created a new platform of new opportunities for businesses to operate and expand. The increasing connectivity of customers and businesses through devices and IoT will see devices and algorithms take a more active role in decision-making processes. Digital assistants such as Siri, Cortana, and Google Now are currently gathering and evaluating individual preferences to provide more personalized and high-value services. Connectivity is also accelerating the growth of datasets that are both open and for sale. Taking advantage of connectivity and applying analytics to these datasets present enormous opportunities for enterprises to reinvent business and delivery models, transform existing products, and enter new markets. For example, Uber and Airbnb are challenging the incumbents in the transportation and hospitality industries. Shifts in the market are being driven by changing customer behaviors and attitudes. Developing technologies such as social media and mobile have empowered the customer who expects greater choice and convenience with the ability to perform transactions anytime and anywhere. This is pushing businesses to focus more on the customer as opposed to traditional products or supply chains. Mobile health technologies are also empowering patients with more information and control over personal health. Smartphone apps and wirelessly connected medical devices are creating real-time data, making way for real-time interventions. Social media are connecting patients and providers in new ways, while wearable and implantable technologies are helping patients to manage their health wherever they are in their daily lives. Now, today in Singapore, artificial intelligence and robotics are reinventing the workforce. Some of you may have read this article on the left, which was just posted about a week back. The Institute of Media Innovation at NTU has come up with a socially intelligent robot that is set to start work as a receptionist. Is this something that perhaps we thought was only doable by humans? But with extensive data and technology advances, this is becoming a reality. And if this is a success, we could see a lot more use cases in future. We also see that drones and driverless cars are slowly transforming supply chain and logistics. Earlier this year, the team at Newtonomy, which is a small MIT spin-out, came up with a driverless taxi that just accomplished its first test drive in Singapore. What does this mean for us? Perhaps in a few years' time, we could see potentially thousands of driverless taxis in Singapore. Now, some of you here may have heard people term data as the new oil. Why is that so? Well, data today is very much like oil in the 18th century. It is an immensely untapped, valuable asset. Crude has to be refined into petrol, chemicals, and other byproducts to create value. Similarly, in order to derive value and insights from data, data must too be broken down and analyzed. The opportunity to discover new insights from data, to build new relationships by combining multiple data sets, is truly transformational. For governments, it could mean better policy making. For organizations, it could mean new business opportunities, better customer segmentation, and improved profitability. And for you and I, it could simply be the best way to travel from home to the National Library. As organizations and governments continue to leverage data and technology to drive economic, social, and environmental objectives, these benefits and opportunities cannot be effectively realized in the absence of highly trusted, reliable, and usable data sets. So how do we leverage data to solve real-life problems? Here is a recent example of how collaborating and leveraging data from multiple parties can provide fuller insights and create new and wider benefits. I'm sure most of you are familiar with traffic issues in most of Southeast Asia's capital cities. Most of you will also be familiar with Grab, which is a private car transportation business with over 250,000 drivers in the region. Using GPS data that's collected from their network of drivers, Grab is actually working with the World Bank and regional governments to tackle the traffic situation. Sharing this data with governments means that transport agencies will now be able to monitor traffic conditions in real time and make decisions based on information that was not previously available. Just as Grab did not set up their business to collect GPS data in order to solve traffic jam problems, large number of data owners, data providers, data aggregators, and data users will utilize data in new and innovative ways, whether it is for improving the quality of life for people of all ages, to create new business opportunities for enterprises, or for governments to better serve and anticipate their citizens' needs. Essentially, having access to and leveraging a wide range of data, in addition to your organization's proprietary internal data, can bring about immense opportunities and benefits. For a data-driven economy to thrive, what is one key infrastructure that we need to build? I think it's data marketplaces. Like the physical marketplaces, bazaars, or pasar malams that we have, a data marketplace serves a very similar function. These are platforms where data can be shared and transacted. What are some of the key benefits that the data marketplace can bring? It is a central platform where private and public data sets can be made available and discoverable in a systematic manner. For data providers, it facilitates a broader reach and access to data sets that are published. From a data user or consumer perspective, it will be easy to locate and compare across data sets to assess which is more relevant and better suits my needs. This will also be more efficient than having to reach out to individual data providers. A simple analogy here is if I wanted to get my groceries for the week, I will probably go to a supermarket or a hypermarket where I have access to a variety of fruits, vegetables, and meats. I'm not likely to go to a fruit orchard just to get my apples and oranges, and then drive to the nearest farm to get my vegetables, and then off to a butcher to get my beef or my pork. Now, the idea of having a trusted data marketplace to facilitate the exchange, sharing, and trading of data has been identified as one of the enablers to drive an effective data economy in the Smart Nation Initiative and Infocomm Media 2025 plan. It is intended that public and private sector datasets can be made available and discoverable to enterprises and individuals on this online platform to help generate new applications, data-related products and services that can drive economic, social, and environmental benefits. For those of us who are here today and who may not be so familiar with the Smart Nation initiatives, I'll just spend a couple of minutes here to give you a quick overview. At the 2014 National Day rally, Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong announced Singapore's goal to become the world's first smart nation. In his speech, a smart nation is a nation where people live meaningful and fulfilled lives, enabled seamlessly by technology, offering exciting opportunities for all. The Infocomm Media 2025 plan that was published by the Ministry of Communications and Information in August 2015 sets out various strategies and recommendations to create a globally competitive Infocomm media ecosystem that will help to drive and enable Singapore's smart nation vision. The three strategic thrusts that are seen as imperative to achieving this are capitalizing on data, advanced communications and computation technologies, nurturing an Infocomm media ecosystem that encourages risk-taking and continuous experimentation, and connecting people through intercom media. Indeed, with one of the highest penetration rates for mobile devices in the world, a robust communications infrastructure, world-class broadband and connectivity, and ongoing efforts by the government to encourage entrepreneurial innovation, drive R&D investments, and upscaling of our workforce with the necessary Infocomm media knowledge and capabilities, I think we are well placed to realizing this vision. Now, to jumpstart this process and to raise awareness on the opportunities and benefits of leveraging data and technology, IDA has also rolled out a number of initiatives in the last 5 years that can be seen as building blocks for a trusted data marketplace. Data.gov was first launched by the Ministry of Finance and IDA in 2011 as the government's one-stop portal to publicly available datasets collated from various government agencies. Data users are able to utilize these datasets to create applications or data-related products and services to citizens and businesses, covering a variety of areas such as economy, education, environment, finance, healthcare, infrastructure, social, technology, and transport. This portal has more than 11,000 publicly available datasets to date. These include information relating to birth rates, crime rates, data on dengue cases and clusters, HDB resale indexes, taxi availability, car park information, etc. And as at 8th April 2016, more than 150 applications have been created using these datasets. Now, the other initiative I wanted to talk about is the Data as a Service pilot, which was launched in 2014 to encourage private sector organizations to share or publish their datasets against a set of recommended data quality metrics and to make them discoverable. As at November 2015, there are 29 participating data providers, and examples of the datasets include weather, real estate, web surfing, behavior analytics, social media, as well as people activity and mobility. The last initiative I wanted to just talk about briefly is the Data Discovery Challenge. This was launched by IDA in December 2014. The challenge, which involved the use of datasets from the DAS pilot, sought to encourage innovation and the mashup of private and public datasets to create new apps or data-related products and services. The winning projects from the first year of this Data Discovery Challenge included the use of data visualization to enable business owners to develop better business strategies based on human footfall and interest patterns, a solution to help patients plan which polyclinic to seek medical attention at based on real-time queue situations in various polyclinics, and a service catering to visitors heading to popular tourist attractions. So based on the proximity and crowd situation, the service can propose alternative locations for users to visit if the place of interest becomes too crowded. Now, for a data marketplace to be successful, it needs to address the challenges that are inherent to the sharing and transacting of data. As more and more data is being shared and transacted, there is a need for data providers to provide information about the data in a structured format and sufficient information about the data to facilitate data use. This will also allow data users to make informed decisions that are data-driven. For data users, the challenge could be, how much information do I know about the data sets? Where is the source of the data? What is the provenance of the data? How complete, accurate, and reliable is the data? How do I know which data sets will better suit my requirements? What are the specific terms of use? Can I use this for commercial purposes? Can I enrich it and resell it? And from a data provider perspective, how can I publish my data sets and make them discoverable? How much do I disclose about my data sets, and in what format should I disclose this in? And how can I get users to trust and reuse my data?